First time I'm actually doing this, so I really don't know how this video is gonna pan out. 6 degrees. Spring, is that you? Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is daneishacummins and I make lifestyle related content. If you are an OG subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. In today's video, I am going to be doing a little get ready with me. My friend's birthday is today. Anna, if you are watching this, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Anna. We are going to brunch for her birthday, and I thought that I will just film a little get ready with me. This is the first time I'm actually doing this, so I really don't know how this video is gonna pan out, but let's get into it. First, I can call her for her birthday. I'll call her and wish her a happy birthday, and just to confirm that the plans are the plans. So let us see. Calling Anna. Hi, good morning. Happy birthday. Yeah, I can see you. Alright, later. Bye. Alright, so the plan is still the plan. I am now going to get ready. I have my brushes here. I just made my way to the bathroom. And I gotta get my makeup kit. I'm not a makeup artist, so just bear with me. I just do my makeup for me. Like, I can't even put on lashes, so like that's how far behind I am. I also bought this. I was influenced. I saw this girl on TikTok. She's a content creator. She had bought this. This is like some suction cup that you could stick on like a mirror or a wall to give you better angles. It's called the King devices. So I tried it out today because the last time I tried to film in my bathroom, it was a hot mess. So this is supposed to stick on the mirror here. Hey guys, I am getting ready and also answering some questions. I think like last year during the summer I have posted like a Q&A, like if you had any questions about Canada, feel free to ask, and I never got back to answering them, so I can take the time today. I can just find them in my phone. I think it was a screenshot. I can just find the time today, like while I'm getting ready, to answer your questions. Okay, so here are the questions. I think it's two slides, so I can try to answer them while getting ready. I don't know how this is gonna work. I just don't want to be late. I think first and foremost I can use some lip balm for my lips. I just come out the bath and my skin is really dry. I know I talked to one about the Blistex, and yes, Blistex is good, but I also found this other brand called Carmex. I don't know if you guys heard about Carmex before, but I have bought this when I have forgotten my lip balm, believe it or not, and it is just as good. It is more Vaseline type, but do the same job. Also medicated, and it came 4 in a pack, so we love a good budget saving item. Also drinking a fruit smoothie with ginger. I'm not feeling 100%, but in the name of Jesus I will be healed completely, so I'm just doing what I can in the meantime. So to start, the first question that I have is what word will you use to generally describe the way of life in Canada? This is a good question. This is a good question. So if I had a word to use, let me put on some moisturizer first before I get into this video. So this Neutrogena Hydro Boost has been a staple. Like, I almost finished the jar. This is so moisturizing. I don't know if one could see, but on top of my forehead here is where it's got a lot of dryness. So I try to focus my product on my forehead. But outside it's very cold, and we all know that in the winter your skin is be more dry. It's be a little drier, so I moisturizing my skin to start with. Honestly, I don't put on makeup that regular unless I'm really going out. But I do enjoy like a good getting ready. Right, if there was one word that I would use, let me read back the question because I forget already. To describe the way of life here, I would say like the way of life is also going in with my CeraVe essay lotion as well. I would say the way of life in Canada is more of, I find, just like do whatever you want, be whoever you want to be. It's more, I think it's more freeing in many ways, because I know in Barbados we got a lot of our cultural rules as well. But I think in Canada, I would say the way of life is a lot more freeing. There's a lot more opportunities here, but I find that people don't really be caring about what other people think. Like, people's opinions and thoughts don't really bother you as much. Like, people just go to the grocery store in pajamas, and nobody does even comment. Nobody don't say nothing, because it's like, let me just mind my own business and keep my head straight. But in terms of the opportunity and stuff, I think that, and that's where freedom, that's why I say freedom in terms, in my eyes, because I find like freedom in terms of opportunity. I know in Barbados and other Caribbean islands, specifically for a social worker, I ain't speaking for the whole workforce, but specifically in the field of social work, I did not find that there were many opportunities for me. That's why I saw opportunity elsewhere. Life in Canada is also pretty fast-paced compared to the island life that I used to. It's like, yeah, wake up in the morning, go work, chop, get a train, downtown, busy city life. Everybody just going where they're supposed to go, doing what they gotta do. I would say it's very busy. It can also be overwhelming coming from a small island like Barbados. At the beginning, it felt overwhelming. I felt like I was just this little island girl in this whole big city, not even knowing what's going on, not even knowing. I just like familiarity. Like in Barbados, I know how to get to maps. I know the roads to get the maps. I know the roads to get the bridge down. I found like in Canada, in Toronto especially, I did not know Jack. I feel like I still ain't really know certain places and certain things, but I think that can come with time. But yeah, the word I would use is independent. People here in Canada are really nice. They do have a lot of diversity in Toronto. Like, it is multicultural here, so you get to experience a lot of different cultures in terms of food, especially, without even having to leave Toronto, just because of the diversity that the city has. I don't know if that answers your question, but that is what I would say. These brows, trust the process, guys. I know they probably look crazy now, but it's me against the clock. I promise you that I can start them out. This is how I usually do my brows. Okay, I think this could work for now. Next, I am going to go in with my primer. This is the Milk Hydro Primer, Hydro Grip. Next question. Which weather do you prefer? Honestly, I prefer fall. There's just something about fall that just gets me every single time. Like, summer is good, of course. Summer is good. It's hot, it's warm, not many layers. But I like fall and spring because those are the in-between seasons where it's not too much outside. It ain't overwhelmingly hot or ain't overwhelmingly cold. But the leaves changing, the changing of the leaves is just breathtaking to me every single year. Like, it's just been mesmerized all the time. Like, oh my gosh, like, look at these leaves turning. So beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful. So I like fall. I also like fall fashion. Like, you ain't doing too much with a whole winter jacket, but you can still be cozy and cute at the same time. And fall does usually start, I would say, coming on to the end of September or October, early October. But yeah, I would say fall and spring. I also enjoy like seeing the green come back, like after winter, everything dead, and I enjoy seeing life coming back to the city and my surroundings. Like, it's just so beautiful. Today I am using the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, and this is in the shade 6W1 Sandalwood. I don't really like full coverage, but I feel like this is very buildable. The finish is also really nice. This is also one of the more expensive foundations that I have ever bought. So last 2 years during the pandemic, I basically kind of cleaned out my makeup bag and threw out all the old makeup that was either expired or things that I just actually don't wear anymore, and I bought all new, like a whole new fresh kit from Sephora. And this was one of the foundations that I wanted to try. I think I bought it, usually Sephora just got like 20% off. I think it's a Sephora sale, something like that. So I bought it while it was on sale. I went online. Not online, I went in person to get a swatch, a match, but I find like the lighting in Sephora don't really give me an accurate color match. And then also, like, it's winter, so my skin is a little lighter compared to spring and summer. But I literally just watched YouTube and I found a girl that looked just like me in terms of the skin tone, and whatever foundation she used, that's the one that I ended up going with, because Sephora was really not that helpful, which I feel is mainly because of the lighting, and the girl just could not find my shade match. So shout out to all the YouTubers that just be doing all these makeup tutorials for me, because it saves my life in this instance. So that is the foundation laid. Make sure you blend out your neck, guys. You gotta blend out your neck, and yours, you don't want the line of demarcation. Just put that into my hairline. That is foundation. For concealer, I have the e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. e.l.f. Hydrating Camel Concealer in Satin Finish, and this is in Deep Caramel. I don't know if it can focus. Are you gonna focus? I don't know. But this is it here, the e.l.f. foundation. This is a bit yellow for my skin, but we move. Sometimes I would use, this is another one, Kiosa. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but or Kosas, I don't know. This is not as bright, so sometimes I would lay this down first, just a little bit, and then I would blend it out and then put the lighter concealer over. But yeah, next question. Let me see what time it is. It is 11:30. I'm trying to leave my house. Let me see what time the reservation is. blend that out. Is that 12:30? I don't know. 12:30 and 11:30. I might not got as much time as I thought. I might gotta abort this. But we can see how far we can get. So I would just take then just a dot of the lighter concealer here. Next question. Somebody asked if I went through an agency to come here. No, I did not use an agency to come. I migrated through school. I completed my Master's of Social Work at the University of Toronto. There is more information in my previous videos about my migration story. So if you want more information, I can link the video for you. Alright, so that is foundation and concealer. Then I go in with this liquid blush from Rare Beauty. This is in the shade Love. I love the Rare Beauty line. Like, the names of the products is just I think it's like Joy, Peace, Love. Like, so this is some liquid blush. Oh, you gotta be careful with this blush because the first time I put this on, I was like, oh my goodness. But yeah, just gonna blend this out. It's me against the clock at this time. And I ain't even pick out an outfit yet. Let me think in my head. Blends out really nicely. Maybe I can just put a little bit more. Degrees is still cold. I might just wear some boots, maybe jeans, boots, and a nice top. We can see because I'm running on time. Okay, I can do my hair, put on my mascara, and then I can get ready. Alright guys, I managed to get ready. I gotta head out the door. I gotta call Uber because I am late, but I can just do a quick outfit check. This is the outfit. I got this orange jacket from H&M with this brown dress also from H&M, and I'm wearing my knee-high boots. And I gotta go, but see you guys when I come back home. I can finish the questions, I promise. Cheers! Happy birthday, Anna! So guys, we just finished up brunch at Loretta. How would you rate it? Honest rating.
Ambiance 8. Food 3.
Anna, what about you? Because you got something different.
7.5, and my food was, I would give it an 8.5.
I don't know where Anna is.
I would say the ambiance is very like bougie, very nice, like, beautiful place. But we had the burger, and in terms of the burger,
seasoning, salt,
not really giving.
I mean, it's not Bajan burger.
It's not
like
Bajan.
a Caribbean burger. It's not like, you know what I mean, like a nice seasoned plate. But
it was okay. So now we are heading to Sephora. Shamika gotta get some makeup. And then Anna might get a little tattoo. We can see. But yeah, I will chat back with you guys later. This is the...
my cheeks giving.
Yes! It is! It is. This is the fancy
This is a real big
girl. Yeah.
And it smells nice too.
I don't really like the shimmer in it, but
That's summer.
I think it good. We are back. We are back home. I had a great time with Anna and Shamika celebrating Anna's birthday, and I promise y'all that I will come back and finish up the questions. So I'm here to do just that. So let me just, I gotta go in the shower and stuff like that, so let me just get ready to go on bed and then go from there. So let's see, another question is it expensive to live in Canada? I would say this is a good question, because I think expensive is relative, depends on what you deem as expensive. So to start, yes, there are some things over here that are cheaper compared to Barbados and the Caribbean. However, not every single thing is affordable. So that's why I say expensive is relative. So for example, in terms of rent, the cost of rent is so expensive, honestly. Like the rent that I pay monthly, I'm just like, most of my paycheck going to my rent. However, in Barbados, that's just not the case. It's a lot more affordable. So I find like it all depends on what you're talking about. In terms of food, I would say now, given the pandemic and the pandemic prices, now everything has gone up due to inflation. It is not as affordable as it was before, but I could go in the supermarket or the dollar store and get quite a few items for a good price. But now, with everything going up, I think it's still not as expensive. Like, the last time I went back to Barbados, I went to a supermarket named Calta Supermarket, and I think it was like a coffee creamer was like $18, and that same coffee creamer they sell here for about $5. So you could see the difference in terms of like transportation and stuff like that. I find is cheaper inland transportation is like $3.50 in Barbados per trip. I could be wrong, it could be $4 at the time I'm doing this video, but it is about $3.50 for 2 hours here in Toronto. So I will upload money on my Presto card, which is also my transit card. And if I wanted to, say I wanted to go to the supermarket and I can come back within that 2 hours, I just pay $3.50. However, after the 2 hours, it will be another $3.50. So it kind of all depends on kind of what you're looking at. Even with rent, like we also have to pay something called tenant insurance in addition to our rent, which is also another cost. Then we pay our own bills. Like we pay for water and gas. Is water and gas? Water and electricity. Water and electricity. However, in the colder months, obviously because you got the heat on and stuff like that, and the electricity could be, oh, we don't pay for heat. So we don't pay for heat. So I guess that's not relevant then. Forget that I even say that. But yeah, we just pay for our water and our electricity. But in Toronto or Ontario, I could be wrong, I don't know if this applies to the whole of Ontario, but you have certain times that you have the peak time and you have the low time. So the peak time would be more money. So obviously if you're doing your if you're doing your cooking or your washing or using a lot of electricity during the peak time, is more expensive. So the low time would be after 7 p.m. on weekdays, and then on the weekends is the low time throughout the weekend from Saturday to Sunday. So that gives people the opportunity to do the laundry, to do all the stuff that they need to do around the house without having to hike up their electricity costs. So during the weekend or on evenings is when we will do our laundry and do certain things that we know can pull a lot of electricity, which helps our bill to go down. But then there's also like a fee for electricity and stuff like that. So when you add things up, it can be expensive in some areas, like the rent, the car insurance as well is expensive, gas is also expensive. But when you look at other things in terms of transportation and food costs, I feel as though it is more affordable in terms of living here in Canada. I hope that answers your question. But I am starting to take off my makeup. As you can see, I got some creasing here, but I use this product by the Inky List, and this old cleansing balm, this is such a life changer for me when I'm taking off my makeup. So I am going to get ready to go in the shower and then come back and show you guys how I use this. So this is the Inky List cleansing balm, and I use this before I use my cleanser. Let me see if I could get another question. Do you enjoy the weather? I feel like talk about the weather. I feel like I kind of answered this question already, where I talk about I prefer obviously summer, but I love the in-between months, spring and fall. But overall the weather is okay. The months are not, in terms of like the warm weather, you don't have long months with warm weather, but when it does come, I like to appreciate it and engage in it. So I just taking off this makeup. Okay. Next question: is there anything that I would change about my experience? I mean, looking back, I feel like everything kind of worked out how it was supposed to, even when I thought that it was not going to. I think my experience is unique to me, and everything that has happened has led me to this point. So I guess in the moment I wanted to change things, especially like when it came to like my family and, you know, being able to see them more often, or when it came to finances with my tuition and the loan and stuff. Like, there are certain things that I wish had gone differently, but I don't think that I would change anything per se, because I think like what I went through helped to shape me, the woman that I am today, helped to shape me in a way that I don't know if other experiences could. It's very humbling, I would say, when you're coming into another country and having to kind of start your life from scratch. And there's a lot of unlearning things that you were so accustomed to. You realizing that actually people live differently here. So I wouldn't change anything. I think I just come to love everything that I have gone through in order to get here. So I wouldn't change anything. I think I also had a question about one word that would describe the culture earlier, and I thought about it some more, and I would say my word would be different. Everything in Canada is different. Like, there's different culture, different ways of life, different opportunities. So I would say my word to describe the way I live is very different. As I said, the culture here in Canada is different compared to Barbados, whereas like people will stay in a job for years just because they feel like they have to, whereas in Canada, if you don't like your job, you just apply for another one. Like, there's no I wouldn't say loyalty, but people don't get stuck up on the fact that, oh, I just applied for this job and I can't change. I think people are just always looking to better themselves and looking for more opportunities. I think also Canada is very diverse, Toronto in particular. Give me one sec. Okay, so that got off, and you can see from my robe here, that got off quite a bit of makeup, so I can just finish, take off the rest in the bath. But yeah, it's just a different culture, different ways of life, as I said, in terms of employment opportunities, in terms of cost of living. I guess when it was an international student and I first came, it was just such a culture shock, seeing like the way people dress, the way people behave, the way people speak. It's very different from what I grew up in the Caribbean, and I think there is a balance that I also had to figure out, because where I was an international student trying to kind of fit into society, so to say, here in Toronto, there were still some things about myself that I didn't necessarily wanted to change or necessarily wanted to do to fit in. So I think there's a balance between maintaining your identity but also kind of following the social norms of society. And for one example, people on the elevator, if you are walking up the elevator, like if you're moving up the elevator, you go on the left side. Escalator. If you are walking up the escalator, you go on the left side if you walking, but if you don't want to walk, you go on the right side. Like things like that, I just like, well, I didn't even know was a thing. Like when you coming out of the train and the subway, people turn on the side and gives people space to walk through rather than just trying to get in. Also, I find Canadians are very polite. Like people just be lining up and very respectful. Not saying that in the Caribbean is the opposite, but I just saying like those are the things that I found different. We are back. Just had a shower, so I'm just preparing now to go in my bed because I got work tomorrow. But I have two final questions before I wrap up today's video. I feel like this video was all over the place. I feel like it was more like a day in the life rather than a get ready with me. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But another question is, do you miss Barbados? I think I would always miss Barbados. Like, there's not a time where I'd be like, yeah, thank God I left Barbados. I feel like my family is in Barbados. I feel Barbados is still pretty much my home. Despite all the opportunities and the other things that Canada will present me with, my family isn't here, and that's be really hard for me because I love my family a lot and I miss them a lot. I wish that I could just have what I have in Canada and have my family at the same time, but I can't. But yeah, I always look forward to going back and visiting Barbados every year. I have a trip planned for this year, so I'm really excited to do that. But Barbados will always be my home. Always, always, always. Despite everything that I have here in Canada and all the things that I was able to attain and achieve, Barbados will always, always, always be my home, and I will always miss it. There's just something about being at home, just being on the plane and looking over and seeing the landscape of the country that I grew up in. Like, I can't say that I feel that way here in Canada. At the same time, I can't say that I don't feel settled in Canada, because there is a part of me where, like, I feel like I have some roots here in Canada now, but it's just not Barbados. And that's the truth. It's just not Barbados. So yes, I always miss home. So I went in with, this is from Good Molecules. This is the niacinamide brightening toner. I have been using this for a few months. Is my face bright? I would say yeah. I had like a pimple there and there. I think it clearing it up. And then next I am going in with the discoloration correcting serum, also from Good Molecules. So I use the toner first, and then I go in with the serum, and I just kind of massage this into my face. I really like the serum because I find the serum is very moisturizing, and it is also good for hyperpigmentation. So yeah, I just go in with it and rub it into my skin, which also helps with the dryness as well. I try to focus more on the forehead, because as I tell when my forehead is really where a lot of my dryness is be. And for my last and final question, y'all see that? Like, my face looks so moisturized. My face looks so moisturized. This is why I love this here. I'm going to rub this in. Next, I can follow up with some moisturizers as well to lock in the moisture. So I have the Neutrogena Hydro Boost, as y'all saw. And going with this. But I had a lot of questions about immigration. The last question is, somebody asked if there are other ways to migrate other than school. I would say yes. There are other ways that you can come to Canada without having to study. To be completely honest, I am not too familiar with all the other options. I know there is a program called the Federal Skills Workers, FSW, and you kind of go into in terms of any immigration process in Canada, you have to do an English test. So people do the English test and then they just put the name forward to go in the pool, and then they just wait till they get called. I have not had any experience with that, so I can't really say for sure if that is a way for Caribbean people to come, because I really don't know much about it. But I would say yes, there are other ways. You don't always have to, coming to Canada through school is not the only way, but it's the only way that I am familiar with and the only way that I feel comfortable talking about, because that has been my experience and it has been the experience of a lot of the people that I know in my circle. So yeah, thanks you guys so much for your questions. I find they were really good. They helped me to kind of reflect on my experience, which I enjoyed doing. I am just finishing up with my, this is another moisturizer that I use from La Roche-Posay. This is also very moisturizing. I kind of put this on last because I know that it is one of the thicker moisturizers, so I just kind of put that on. And I can just, oh, there is. I used to always also follow it with this faded cream for dark marks as well. Kind of running out. Don't really have much left, but if I could get anything out of it, then I would also add that. But doesn't seem like I could get anything out of it. One little piece left. I can just put this right on the dark marks too. But yeah, I enjoyed answering one of the questions. I know it was a little chaotic, but I would say that's a wrap for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. Also give me feedback on the video, like if this is, because I know usually my content is be saying on my couch talking to you guys. Let me know if you guys enjoy this different style of video. I feel it was more like a day in life, as I said, kind of more vlog style. But let me know if that's the content that you guys are interested in seeing. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for just staying with me and bearing with me. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, guys. Hit the notification, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you do not miss another upload. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye bye.